Finally, and officially, the iOS 26.2 update is out for everyone. In this video, I will share with you more than 20 features, additions, and system changes. I will also tell you about the device's performance and battery life during the period I tested this update. As usual, your like makes a huge difference to me and encourages me. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you get the new videos, God willing. First up, the Reminders app. One of the beautiful things that received a big update. It's no longer just a to-do list. Apple has now added an alarm for important reminders. There is now a new option where you can make the reminder ring just like an alarm clock. To turn this feature on while writing a reminder, toggle the Urgent option. You will also see that the alert screen, when the reminder alarm starts, shows you options exactly like the regular alarm clock. You will see snooze or stop options. If you snooze, the unique thing here is that a countdown will remain visible on the lock screen. You will also find an option to complete the task or reschedule it. Another distinct feature is that the color of the reminder or alarm appears in blue to distinguish it from the regular clock alarm. You will also see an alert for this feature as soon as you update or open the app, a welcome screen introducing the feature, and also a small banner when you add a new reminder. A change to the lock screen. For people who love changing the look of their phones, this feature is for you. The liquid glass effect now has a slider or control bar. If you go to the lock screen now, for example, and choose to customize the clock, it lets you control the clock's appearance. If you choose the glass mode, you can make the clock look completely transparent or give it a frosted look, as we can see. You will also see a transparency control option appear. A solid option also appears if you want to cancel the glass effect entirely and make the clock solid. Of course, you can still change the colors freely. Important note: if you use the new tinted mode found in Settings to reduce transparency, the system will give you a message warning that this mode works with reduced transparency or increased contrast settings. The new update can automatically turn off these settings to enable tinted mode, unlike the previous beta versions where you had to turn them off manually. An addition to AirDrop. Here, Apple has made sharing files with strangers easier without needing to save their numbers. A code-like interface appears where you can generate a one-time code to send to anyone not saved in your contacts. This code allows file exchange via AirDrop for 30 consecutive days. Regarding sharing management, you can control the people you gave the code to by entering Settings, then AirDrop, and choosing Known Names or Saved Names in AirDrop to manage them. We also have the Health app. Now, if you have an Apple Watch, and this is one of the things I liked recently since trying the beta versions, there is an update to the sleep feature on the iPhone. You will find a change in how your sleep quality is calculated in the Health app. The total is now distributed as points from 0 to 100. It gives you an alert, for example, 0 to 70, sleep quality is very low, 41 to 60, low, 61 to 80, acceptable, 81 to 95, high, 96 to 100, very high or excellent, like before. A set of changes to some core apps. Apple Music. Finally, Apple now allows you to see lyrics even if there is no internet on the device, as long as you have downloaded or pinned the song in the Apple Music app. Podcasts. If you open the app, you will find that Apple added 3 new features in this version, including chapters that are automatically generated for episodes, like in YouTube. Also, the ability to see any other podcast mentioned in the episode. It gives you a recommendation link. Once you click it, it takes you directly to the episode containing that link. Changes to the Passwords app. If you open its settings from the main Settings section inside the app, there is now an option to manage websites where you chose not to save passwords. You will find a list of these sites visible, and you can manage them. The Freeform app received a very nice change for people who use it constantly. It now supports tables for organizing ideas. The Weather app. there is a change to some alerts which now appear more intelligently. For example, it might tell you there is rain next Tuesday in a relative and understandable way, meaning it has started to understand weather conditions more clearly and smarter than before. Apple News. For subscribers, a new design has appeared, with quick buttons to switch between content or categories like sports and business. They also separated the following tab from the search term, changes to the system interface. Now we have a very nice feature added in accessibility regarding flash alerts. We all know that if you enabled this feature, it would flash the LED if you got a notification or ringtone. However, the new thing in this version is Apple allows the screen itself to flash along with the notification. So you now have two options. You can turn on the rear flash, and you can enable the screen flash to blink with the flash. You can control them to work individually or together through Settings, Accessibility, Audio and Visual, Flash Alerts, Safety Alerts. If you enter the notification settings, you will see alerts for, God forbid, earthquakes or threats, with a feature to use location for alerts accuracy. If you enable this option, or precise location services, and there is a threat of earthquakes or similar things, God forbid, it gives you an alert telling you to be careful. The Measure app received a very nice improvement, becoming similar to the liquid glass design styling. It now shows two bubbles instead of the old white circles we used to see. Honestly, this is one of the things I really liked in this version for the Measure app. Games. You can now sort games by size. There is also support for navigation using a game controller, and it gives you live updates on results if you are playing against another person. Animations. If you noticed and opened the animation of any app or page, if you focus, you will find that the animation appears faster and very smoothly compared to the previous version. It gives you a sort of bounce or elasticity when anything appears. If you remember, this is the same animation or effect that happened at the developer conference when announcing iOS 26. So I want to say that the effect we see now is very similar and close to what we saw at Apple's developer conference. Let me tell you quickly about changes for specific regions. European Union, AirPods Pro now support live translation, supporting English, German, French, and Arabic, although Arabic is unfortunately not fully supported yet. Japan, they made radical changes requested from Apple. Users can now change Siri to any other function, or set the button that activates Siri to trigger any other voice assistant like Google Gemini or Alexa. They also now have the ability to choose a default search engine other than Google, like Bing or Yahoo Japan. Additionally, third-party app stores are now supported inside Japan, just as they are in Europe, allowing the download of app stores or apps other than the Apple App Store. Verdict and conclusion. These are the best features and additions in addition to solving many problems Apple mentioned. I can't talk about all of them, but many issues were resolved in this version. Let me tell you my experience generally with this update. Honestly, the update is excellent. Device performance gave me no issues throughout the period I tested it. Regarding battery performance, let me say there is a noticeable improvement. However, note that you shouldn't judge battery or device performance in the first 48 to 72 hours. Wait for this period to pass and then judge the update. But in my personal opinion, the update is excellent and I faced no problems while testing it up to the release of the final RC. I hope you liked the video. If you have any comments or questions, write me in the comments below. See you in the next video.